Welcome guys, it's Evelyn from Twin Flames 3344. I have a Divine Masculine Twin Flame read for you here. I also put out cards for all 12 signs just to save time on the video. It takes a long time to upload these days. And I have a lot of cool messages that came through in the read today. Some technical stuff came in and piecing stuff that I've already brought up together, so that was kind of cool. And actually I had a long conversation with my son about it, and he actually really liked it today. So I'm going to let you know about that. It is November 2nd today, 2019. The 2 is the High Priestess, all about the going within, using your intuition, being in your knowing, being in a quiet place. And the day adds up to the 25-7. 25 is the Knight of Wands, and 7, of course, is the quiet within, the spiritual energy, the calm before the storm. It's very much about the psychologist, the vacation time, the illness time, the time to be still. So we have the 25 of the Knight of Wands and the High Priestess today. So the Knight of Wands is all about getting moving passionately. So out and about, doing errands, working out, having sex, whatever is your passion today, but using your intuition, your knowing, going within, being still. It's kind of, it's learning to be still while you're moving, right? So it's a little bit of contradiction, but you guys know what I mean. And also just now before I came on, when I looked, it doesn't say this anywhere, but centaurs came up again. So the half man, half horse came up again just now. And that relates very much to that Knight of Wands energy. So it might have to do with that. And then the High Priestess, oh, that makes sense. They're telling you guys that the High Priestess and the Knight of Wands today is the centaur. Right? Half intuitive human, half horse. So very cool. Okay, so the read that was done today, we cut the SIRIAN STARSEED deck at 12:34 today, which is the 8 of Wands, to the 9 of Wands, the 35, which is the Wounded Warrior, the Mary Magdalene energy. And the read was finished at 12:53 to 54. So that's the Hangman of the 12, and the 53 is the Knight of Swords and the Page of Swords. So very much that about messages and fast-paced communication. And also the 53 is the catapult, so something that comes in, you know, like a bolt of lightning. So the major arcana here for the Divine Masculine Twin Flame read were the Tower energies, which started in the underlying energy there, Abundance, which is like the Empress, Karma, which is like Judgment, Ascension, which is like the World. Before the read was the Starseed card, which is like the Fool, and then after the read we had the Higher Self, like High Priestess, and Alchemy, which is like the Temperance card. We had 1 wand, 3 cups, 2 swords, and 1 pentacle for the Divine Masculine. And again, this is a general read for everyone. If it doesn't fit, don't make it fit. There's a lot of different pieces here. And if you'd like a personal reading, I'm glad to set up a session with you. You can see all my information below, or go to my website at twinflames3344.com, or send me an email at thesame@gmail.com. And also my CD is out there, it's Ashes, Twin Towers to Twin Flames, and you can find it on iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, and CD Baby. And it's only $1, so that is a great way to support me. And oh, I wanted to say too, just remember, it's not just the Divine Masculine within the masculine, it's the Divine Masculine within the masculine and the feminine, okay? Or really in everybody. But this is focused for Twin Flames, okay? So the court cards that were in the read today, there were no outright court cards in the read today for the masculine. We have the 9 of Pentacles and the 9 of Cups in the read, but they're not considered court cards, they're 9s. But for me, they're very much the masculine and the feminine. We also had the King of Swords that came up after the read, and then the Knight of Wands that came up before the read. So a Knight and a King, and then the 2 9s, the 9 of Pentacles and the 9 of Cups. The numbers here around the code line, which were all about abundance and domestic harmony today. We had double 9s and double 10s, so very much 9, 10 begin again, exponentially. And then we also had 6, 6 in a lesser sense. The code line added up to 42, which is another 6, but it's also the 2 of Cups, the soulmate energy. And that was from 32 and 10. So 32 is the Six of Wands, the Journeyman, and the 10 is the Wheel of Fortune, the Destiny card. We also had here, so it's 9, 9, 10, 10. Also 2, 3, 4, shut the door. So that came up as well. And 13, 21, which 13 would be the Death or Transition card, and 21 is the World. So very much completions here. And the read very much had those energies as well. And then that was it. 6, 6, and 9, 10 begin again. Okay, so the code line regarding abundance and domestic harmony. First, AI came up, so artificial intelligence. So that might relate to some of you guys if you're getting any messages like that. Beware, make sure that the messages you're getting are from divine source. The 10 of Orbs was coming up. That is the challenge or the block in the read today, which is about ending the pain, and it is reversed in the read today, so it's the worst is over. But it's not only dealing with ending pain and betrayal, but it also has to do with pain issues. So if you're getting a massage or anything related to the back, this card comes up for that as well. So those kind of issues are coming up. But the A, whatever A might mean to you, or the AI to the nth degree, the ET and human. So here's the Centaur again, like half ET, half human. The hybrids are coming in. That's what they're saying again. 32 came up again here, and the Six of Wands as the journey of Christ, the Christ consciousness through the pain and the false BS. All right? And that comes up again in another way today too. So again, the artificial intelligence, also Thoth and the shaman were coming up. So make sure, you know, by using your discernment, your intuitive abilities, to know who is for your highest good and who's not. So the energies coming in, is it resonating with you? Does it feel positive or does it not? The 2 are the High Priestess of the Christ consciousness, using your intuition to end the pain, and also for BS, but also phobias were coming up. So focus on any phobias you might have or people around you. So people may have phobias about shaman and masters and angels and deities. You know, a lot of people don't believe in that stuff, so that's a fear, or any fear is a phobia, right? When you have a illogical fear of something. But for us, it's any fear, right? Because we're clearing all of our wounds and fears. So it's focusing on that. Also, just like I tell you, the high vibration is 1010, like a trill. Today that was coming up as the 2-3 and the 3-2, 2-3, 2-3, 2-3, which is the King of Wands, and the Journeyman, the Six of Wands. So it's emphasizing that energy as far as the journey, okay? And the King of Wands in this deck is the shaman, and the Six of Wands is the Journeyman, so it very much reflects the journey. And then I was getting also, to a lesser sense, ain't he 23, the King of Wands. And also 2 to 3 to 2 was coming up, which was referencing that 23, 23, 23. Of the Christ consciousness, the ending pain, around BS and phobias. And BS could be bowel sounds as well, so I don't know if someone has constipation, but that meant to come up at that time. So I looked up some stuff online to see what was coming up. And the headers that came up were Aspects and Orbs in Astrology, Lesson 9, referencing the 6 degrees for major aspects and 3 degrees for minor aspects as an orb, or which counts as far as relating, you know, between aspects. So if it's within, you know, 6 degrees, they're saying you have a conjunction or a trine or whatever it is, or 3 degrees for the minor aspects. Then another heading came up, Microsoft AI. Okay, so here's the AI again, but through Microsoft, it's a camera capturing the invisible species. They were giving the example of the snow leopard because they're getting pictures of them in the dark, but very clear. So I guess it's a new camera, Microsoft AI. Another header that came up is what is Microsoft's BI Premium, which is a tenant-level Office 365 subscription. So here's Microsoft coming up twice for totally different things. Then Tai Chi came up. 2 students receive instruction in, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but Tui Shu, pushing hands as part of Quan, which I guess is part of the feng shui lesson, based on the opponent's movements and center of gravity, dictating appropriate responses. So that's referencing to the twins back and forth between the masculine and the feminine. Based on an opponent's movements and center of gravity, dictating the appropriate responses. That's the dance. And then Beja Nova came up, B-E-J, I think it was J-A, not I-A, and then Nova, N-O-V-A. And it said 1, 2, 3, go. So it was a music video on YouTube. But I always say 1, 2, 3, jump. So it was referencing that same thing. It's 1, 2, 3, go. It's like, taking swim lessons for the first time. Just hold your breath, say 1, 2, 3, and just jump in. Or when the water's really cold, just do it. Forbes came up, as well as Quizlet. And another site came up, Twoo, which I love, Twoo, which is for me when I always get the number 2 and then the second 0, which shows the googly eyes. So I love that this business is called TWOO. It's a place to chat, search, share photos, and fun introductory games. So I guess it's a new site. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it. And then another site came up, 2 Notes, audio engineering, the Torpedo CABM, recording and gigs, it's recording and gigs without mics and cables. It's got, I don't know much about it, but it's 32 2-note virtual cabinets, 8 microphones, and 8 rooms to choose from right out of the box, is what the advertisement said. And then Spirit Orbs in My Room was another site that came up, capturing orbs on camera. And then the Danbury Reporter newspaper archives from February 1st, 1945 came up, page 2, referencing North Carolina, 1872 to 1945. Another heading came up, AI Kayano, and that was from wikipedia.org. It's a person, AI Kayano, 9/13/1987, is a Japanese voice actress who's still around. She was with the Profit Talent Agency, 2014, and now with Office Osawa, 2015. Another heading that came up was Activity 15, the Devil Energy, Vectors from A to B. So this is where my technical information started coming up. So this heading that came up about vectors A to B was referencing the sum of squares of magnitudes of the vectors A and B, C squared equals A squared plus B squared. So the magnitude of vector C is just the square root, or 25 plus 9 in the example, equaling 5.8. And they call it as the crow flies distance. And then it was asking about velocity. So what about velocity in reference to this? The crow travels on the diagonal. So the example they were showing is, let's say you walk 3 blocks, and then you turn left and you walk another 5 blocks. Well, the distance isn't the 3 blocks and then turning left and 5 blocks, but the distance is from the point you started from to the point you ended, right? So that creates a triangle. So as the crow flies distance has to do with the diagonal, the hypotenuse, the actual distance from where you started to where you ended up. And they call it, and its shadow will travel at certain speed along each of the streets so that the V, and they're just showing the problem here, the V or the vectors or the crow equals Vn plus Vw. So that came up, the triangle here, it's a right triangle where the distance is the hypotenuse, right, and taking a walk. And then we had another heading come up about pipeline crossings and clearances. If both pipelines are 36 inches or smaller in diameter, provide minimum of 20 feet separation at center line to center line of the 2 pipelines. So it's saying give them space. So imagine 2 big pipelines and how you need them to give them space, just like when you plant plants in the ground, they need space to grow. So again, that was referencing our journey. So even more specifically, and I'll show you the picture in a moment. So then I was being guided on another little one of my trails. So I wrote down the picture of the walking 3 blocks and turning left for the 5 blocks, and it doesn't matter which way you turn, it can be either way. But it's just a right angle turn creating a right triangle. So you start at one point, and so what it was referencing, the Divine Feminine walks 3 blocks and turns left going 5 blocks, but the Divine Masculine's route is the straight line, the hypotenuse, right? He's always focused on where he's going. Whereas the Divine Feminine's like knocked for a loop in the beginning, then they turn the corner, and then they go straight to where they meet up with the Divine Masculine at the convergence, okay? And it was funny because at 1:42 when I was doing these drawings, a FedEx truck flew south with music playing. So in a happy way, but really fast driving. Actually, it wasn't really fast. It was actually more taking their time going south with music playing. And 1:42 is the Magician and the Two of Cups. So you have this right triangle, taking a walk. The Divine Feminine takes the walk the long way. The Divine Masculine is going the straight way, so it's going to take him quicker because he's got the direct route. And this is referencing the 3D, right? So we're walking blocks, so we're actually in the 3D on Earth. The Divine Masculine is very sure in 3D, right? He knows what his vision is. He has a dream for himself, and that's where he was going. So he's on this straight route. The Divine Feminine, however, gets knocked off balance, takes her leaps of faith, quits their job, whatever happens in the beginning of your journey. You go nowhere for a little while, right? Because you're knocked for a loop, and then you turn the corner, and then now you go straight into your straight path. But it's the unsurety of the feminine in the 3D, because we're more 5D connected, and the surety of the masculine going on the hypotenuse. But you're both ending up at the same point, right? Because both start at one point and end up at the same point. So where you end up is the convergence point, the delta, the triangle that pulls from two lanes into one. Remember that with the 5D, there's no time or distance, so none of this matters. So that's why these examples are 3D, because in the 5D, it doesn't matter the time or distance. So we come down together in this convergence or delta. We're in separate lanes until the merge point. But in the meantime, you need space between you. You see? Because you're going your own way. So then it was bringing up how I always tell you the diamonds are actually just like the veins. So veins have valves in them, and so it's a big bulge in the vein. So if you take that bulge and dissect it, it's actually two spheres. It's two ice cream cones as a good visual. And when you put those two cones together, it creates the bulge in the vein. But they're actually, from the side, diamond shape, okay? And if you take a diamond and you draw it on a piece of paper, if you cut that in half, it's really just the two-dimensional view of the cone, the 3D version of what you're looking at when you draw it. So this right triangle is just half of the triangle, which is half of the diamond. So it's 1/4 of the diamond, right? The right triangle. And so it all goes back to that reference of the vein, because the diamond is the valve in the vein, okay? Like the hourglass, that's a bottleneck. It's a convergence. The Y in the road, they're all the same. So then I started drawing all this stuff to reference why we're getting this message and how it all works with the twins. So I'm getting the links of the vein. So I drew diamonds, and I'll show you the picture real quick here. All right. So this is the information I had at the top there, and you see how I draw the Y in the road. It's actually a Y on both sides, because as the vein, this is kind of like the vein, comes together in a chain, and then that looks like a molecule or DNA chain, right, at the end there. That's how all of the diamonds come together. And then that reminded me of the Journey of Love card, where the pearls are connected. So the pearls inside of a flower, and they're all connected by a string. Well, it's the same type of thing, where when you need separate lanes, the Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine, you have two different pipelines. You require space between. But when you realize we're all one on the same path, the need for space, time, and distance goes away. The shortest path is the straight line between 2 points. And then I was getting also the half point between you and yours. So I brought this up before too, where I noticed a pattern in how me and my kids travel. It's like a rubber band effect. So I'm in the Philadelphia area. And when my daughter went to school in Arizona, after she went to Arizona, my son got a job out in Missouri. So he was pulled out there, and where he was in Missouri was exactly to the mile, when I looked it up, the same exact distance from me to him, and then from him to where my daughter was. Then my daughter graduated school, and she moved to Atlanta. And now my son is feeling he's going to end up in North Carolina, which is a state that I've also thought of. But if he moves to North Carolina where he's expecting to go, he'll again be exactly at the point between me and my daughter. So there's a connection between, and obviously it's not going to be with everyone, but I was trying to figure out this pattern with my siblings as well to see who it's actually affecting. Is it just the twins and their families, or is it this a common human pattern that we're just not aware of? So, and it's very interesting with my siblings too, because I'm right in the middle of basically this, between 35 and 45 minutes. I have 3 siblings around me, all each the same amount of time away approximately. And then my one sibling is across the country, which pulls you on trips. So I go out west a lot. So I'm just wondering how this all works. I don't know if there is some kind of theory out there that's already established that I'm not aware of because I'm not a mathematician. But if anyone knows of that, please let me know because it's very relevant here. So how it references the, and I drew it bigger so you could see the path there more clearly. So here's like the twins when they start the journey and they're totally separate. Here is the convergence point where the triangle is, right? It comes to a point here, the triangle. And then you go through the stem part of the Y, right? Because this is a Y, this is a Y, this is the stem. So you have to go through this part of grounding and integrating to accumulate the vacuum that I demonstrated in my pin example, my pin theory. So once you get to the 0 point, which is here, that's the calm before the storm, that's 7 energy, then you expand and go your separate pathways, right, initially. Then you see, though, that this is a never-ending chain, that we never end up not together because we always come back, everyone, because we're all one. So it's just referencing it on a smaller scale. So the second time you come together, you know, you're a little bit more connected in the 3D. So it's a little bit easier to stay together, but can you actually go on the next loop here together, or do you have to go separately again? So here they go together, but some might have broken up. So this one goes back to their lane and you stay in your lane, and then we'll see what happens next time around. So then you come down here and then you realize, what's the point of going away from each other if we keep coming back together? I don't need to have my way, and I don't need to have my way down here. It's all about love and connection, really. This stuff isn't important. So then you come back and you finally come on the same path and you actually go straight down the middle. You don't actually need to go around. Then everything in 3D becomes the fray around, as the twins just go straight down the middle. You see that? So it's pretty cool, my little rough drawing. So if you have anything to add to that, please let me know. Otherwise, I'm probably going to make a better drawing of it to keep it in my technical logs that come up. When I was working on the rubber band theory as well, the points that I drew for me and my kids ended up looking like a tent. It was really weird. Okay, and that was actually because I drew an accidental dot and then redrew, and it all became a tent shape. So going back, and then 47 came up too, which is the 7 of Cups. The options, the synchronicities, the heaven in their eyes, the confusion, all of those energies came up twice in a row when I was talking to my son, so that was important there. So getting into the read, and I want to show you here too. This is the tower energy, so we have this here, the tower, and then the Knight of Wands is here, Adept of Flames. And then the Starseed card is here, which is like the Fool. And then we have the 6 and the 5 of Swords. So in the aftermath of the Knight of Wands rushing in with an open heart, leap of faith and no peace post-war, the Sunshine, full exposure, kids, done aligning, overworking, defenseless to the energies and attacks or pushback, and grieving. And then I was getting connection at that point. And that was at 347, which is the Empress, and at 47 again, that 7 of Cups. But grieving, loss, or regret with the Hermit behind with light on it. So shedding light on it. Exposing. So the Sovereign was reversed, Leo upright or strength, and then Libra upright or justice. Powerless or dependent, strong and fair, or powerless, Leo, Libra or strong female judge, drained, taming the beast to be fair. The Six of Cups, so the children in the garden, were reversed today, along with the Ace of Wands reversed and the King of Cups upright, with a negative past, difficult kids, or twin past returning, frustrated with the sexual energy, unable to conceive of this growth. Of the King of Cups, unconditional love. The tail end to the 4D bridge, a storybook ending, short or limp DNA, looking at feet and comparing to their manhood size. So length was coming up here too, which was again funny. That's coming up with measurements when I was doing the triangle and measuring stuff from distances. 4 pots of flowers to break up negative energies and to inspire natural growth. Hoping to lengthen tail, spelled both ways, T-A-I-L and T-A-L-E, and their manhood by the time it gets across the bridge. So that's coming up for someone's insecurities or wounds about that are coming up. Wants to be able to have sex again with twin. The Knight of Swords coming out the Knight of Swords is out, coming in with the truth. To those blind and keeping to themselves, refusing to see the lies, the split, the BS, and the crap. Digging into his crown to open more fully, and then white matter was coming up, which is referenced to as tracts as well. So that could reference drug tracking. So that may come up as well. But the white matter was really important here, which is the reason why it's white matter as opposed to the other brain matter is it's very fatty. There's fatty passages from the nerve to nerve station. So the big clusters aren't the white matter, it's the gray matter. And the white matter is the connection in between, which I was just demonstrating to you on the path, okay? And it affects what did I write? Learning, it affects learning and brain function. And also literally said a relay, you know, I always say to drop the baton in the fourth leg of the relay. It says affects hearing and brain, not hearing, it affects learning and brain function, a relay that coordinates communication between different brain regions. So the myelin is the fat. It's like an insulator that allows the electrical signals to jump as opposed to coursing through the axon, increasing the speed of transmission. So in other words, it's like a quantum leap, right? So instead of traveling the normal way, it can just leap. It doesn't need time or space, it just leaps. Mostly exists in the deep brain and the superficial spinal cord. So white matter, don't forget, it came up, it's very important for you guys. And so we're referencing midbrain activities, which is the pineal gland. Also circumcision was coming up, so someone may be getting one. But I was getting something in regards to the white matter about the circumcision. Splits the electrical signal, the stem of the Y in the road, the white matter still to self, well insulated in the winter by the water. And again, yesterday, water came up as really important because it's a conductor needed to connect more with your intuitive abilities, just like the ultrasound gel. So that was connecting from yesterday's read. Now that's coming in today as well. The insulation, the fat insulation, and the water that's needed to conduct, all right, to connect with the outer realms, to clear out the pineal gland of crud and calcification. Justice or judge needs a brain transplant. So somebody might be saying that, like that guy needs a brain transplant, or someone literally needs a brain transplant, or a crown adjustment per someone. Brain surgery, or they're definitely not or don't have to be a brain surgeon to know these things or to know what's fair and just. So someone might be complaining and just using that expression. The Knight of Swords coming to save the day, to stop a brain surgery. So it's definitely getting for someone who's undergoing brain surgery to stop, that you don't need it. So if you're not really sure that you should be going into your head, don't. I was getting the Knight of Swords coming to save the day, to stop brain surgery or digging around in his crown. It is safe to love, and beneath that was flirt. And the King of Swords coming up is pointy and sharp, but he's upright here in his truth, with the glass between them, and distractions with bad memories of the past or his childhood. The third energy, the frustration and sexual blocks, due to dark mother and religion, The evil Empress reversed and the Page of Cups reversed is referencing the masculine and his mother. That there's some kind of sexual block due to what she was taught, or if she abused him, or whatever the connection was between them. They're both coming up reversed, on top of the fact that in this tarot of sexual magic, I always see her kind of as an evil Empress anyway, because she's got a lot of dark energy around her. So the Page of Cups reversed also could be called a crybaby when they were young, so that might be a really big sore spot for the masculine, or just feeling vulnerable in general, allowing themselves to feel vulnerable because they were told bad things by their mother, or were restricted sexually by their mother, or were abused by their mother. Or it could be some other older woman. It could be an aunt or someone who's not even related, or a boss, anything like that. Or the Divine Masculine could have started having sex at a very early age because of abuse of an older woman. All right? So vulnerable and unable to express self or feelings, words to express, heart, or called a crybaby growing up by mother and or wife now. Red boots and third energy controlling his sex life, ready to bust, finally able to cry and find the right words to say. At 422 is the Emperor and the Fool. No growth with the Dark Empress, with feeling vulnerable all the time, right? If you're feeling stressed out all the time and vulnerable, how can you have growth? You don't, because you block yourself. 99 comes up with compassion, and then beneath compassion for the masculine was manifestation, which is number 8. And 8 is the Strength card. And the interpretation of strength and what that means. You know, for the men, it's always to be strong and not cry, as opposed to the feminine's going to say it's very strong to cry. It's a bodily function. That's something you need to do to release. Whereas a masculine's going to tell you, no, you go work out to release, all right? So it's all in perspective, what strength is. But masculines don't like to surrender because it's not considered as strength. Defenseless to the new moon and deception, not using intuition or the secrets out about passion, and the Page of Wands, inspiration. Free to stay, or free to skywrite, or look at the planets or astrology, why people out in the cold are homeless and hungry and no family, or no happiness, an end of an emotional cycle. So some of the Divine Masculine may be contemplating these things. Doing a jig, towing the line, hula hooping a ring around his ankle, with rod and staff of multicolored streamers. Jester's court, entertaining the poor, or the inspiration of the child, open and free from burdens of responsibilities. Emotional cycle done in the aftermath of the King of Cups, or unconditional love, going green or without shoes, as a judge or Libra or justice prevails for the Page of Cups reversed, the vulnerable and innocent, who have lost their innocence too soon, and having compassion. In the recent past here, coming up, is the Three of Wands, present, the present moment being a gift. Unstable, moving, ending a marriage, or visiting a friend, physical movement with passion behind it. Expressing a lot of feelings and energy exchange, arrows of love, quick travel, or communication back and forth. The King of Swords reaping rewards of a wealthy family with a negative past or childhood. The foundation here is the Ten of Cups. It's upright here, but awakening to deception and healing and forgiving. Dark night, walking over dead bodies, not sharing or helping others while they're taking time to heal, time to self, at the new moon or the hours before dawn. Delta dawn. It's hard getting out of bed in the morn, but as you warm up, the traffic becomes more free, so not so congested, the energy, to ground and integrate and create the vacuum and get some sun. All right, so you see how this parallels to the link chain I was just describing. And also, it's so funny because the movie, I was watching The King last night, which I didn't finish, but I actually liked that movie a lot. During the movie, I was cracking up because, you know, it was in the 1500s or whatever, and people just come in your home and just, you know, shake you up to wake you up and get you out of bed. Come on, you know, get out. Stop being lazy and sleeping. Get out of bed. So it was literally in one of the cards that's trying to wake somebody up. So it's coming up as obviously relevant in the movie because I'm remembering it. So regarding that and the Delta Dawn, which is the triangle at dawn, the pooling at dawn. So just like the picture I showed you has to do with the whole life or the whole world and how we go along in life, this is giving you the details of our everyday. where we still deal with the diamond in the triangle. The delta dawn, the pooling part of the diamond, is in the morning when you wake up and it's hard to get out of bed. But as you warm up and you go into the line between the Ys, the traffic becomes more free, not so congested, as long as you stay in your own lane, right? And that's the grounding and integrating time in order to create the vacuum and get some sun, which a lot of people are home if they're not working, that's what they're doing. And then I actually went outside to get some sun because I don't always do that when I should. And then when I went out back, just to get it like 10, 15 minutes of sun in my face, a cat came up to visit me and wouldn't let me go. Like they were like clawing at me. I took a blanket out with me because it was chilly out. And the cat was just on top of me the whole time, clawing at my blanket. And I wanted the cat off of me only because he was pulling my blanket apart. I didn't mind them being up there if he'd stopped clawing, but of course they wouldn't stop clawing. And they just wanted my attention so much. So I pet them for a little while, but then I made them get down. But that was an important message as well. The central energy here is the Two of Cups reversed, the wounded warrior disconnected, and the King of Cups deliberating, refusing to hear the call to action. Forever at the Y in the road, but with good intentions, disconnected from the 5D world, though complete with the Divine Feminine. Challenged by the worst being over, with a painful ending or betrayal, or working with pain, or dealing with ending pain every day, no compassion for the Divine Feminine's pain. Too absorbed with their own plight, offering a new life, or big money to the Page of Swords, which also could just be news or a message, paying for advertising to kids or online spreading the word. Stuck in emotions without peace, the Magician manifesting but uninspired or frustrated, or with frustrating kids, or some could have tantrums. One kid may be a doer, one may be a communicator or talker. And then at 505, which is the Hierophant and the Hierophant, so double Tauruses, which double Tauruses came up in the read as well, but more is with the Hierophant and the Empress, both reversed, complete with the Queen of Pentacles upright in the early morning or new moon, or deception of the King of Wands reversed, who's impatient, or a fallen angel, spreading the word about an offer of a new life in the awakening, the Hermit shedding light, and the Emperor reversed out of control, abusing their power, or in ego death at 507. So again, the Hierophant now in the Chariot. And the Chariot was reversed too today. Again, that's broken down energy. I don't like the Judgment card reversed. The Chariot reversed always makes me nuts. So 507 is the Hierophant and the Chariot, or seeing synchronicities everywhere that actually set him free, or set Dark Knight free, while the Queen of Wands is always looking the other way. Now is the Empress reversed, and as I was writing that line about the Queen of Wands and the Empress reversed, which can be the same person, but it also can be her and her mother, which comes up a lot, or they don't have to be. It could be the karmic and the Divine Masculine's mother, or somebody's boss. But that was at 509, which is the Hierophant and the Hermit. And then the car zoomed south really fast. So while the Queen of Wands is always looking the other way, now the Empress reversed about the Knight of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles the reason she's reversed, the first thing that comes up, and this can be multiple people, it doesn't have to represent one Empress, so it can be parents as well. But it's reversed coming up because they don't like that the Knight of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles are actually facing each other and talking. The Knight of Pentacles offering help, heartbreak, separation, chronic suffering of the Emperor reversed, who could be out of control, like I said, and abusing their power, or actually in ego death. Or it could have been a father who passed away, or someone else who's older who passed away, with an ending of a family or emotional cycle, or three-way heartbreak, or the Divine Feminine purging alone, while the Emperor is reversed, and the Ten of Cups, the family, is reversed also, the family ending, or they're all just unhappy and not getting their wish. The Empress reversed, coming up as never satisfied, dumping burdens and all their responsibilities on the King of Wands reversed, and thus the Divine Feminine in the 5D2, who feels it all. The Queen of Pentacles upright, without peace, with Virgo, Aries, Gemini, being a master manifester, being irresponsible sexually like a little kid. In deception or before dawn, the King of Wands reversed, fallen angel, baiting the Divine Feminine with a few breadcrumbs or tiny message to get offers of time, energy, money, stuff, whatever it is, attention, a new life perhaps. Bait and switch, or stringing people along with a big head, or just someone within the awakening. The Empress reversed, Leo or ego, or just being strong, tackling his beast with third-party gossip, overindulging, too much partying, or antisocial behavior. No joy, resting or connecting in the 5D with third party, the Queen of Swords, who speaks truth in the aftermath of sudden events, epiphanies, or eruptions, purges, crying, no love, refusal of love and dumped, but no way of escaping it. And that was at 521, and I got connection again, and that was the Hierophant and the World with the 5 and the 21. So the establishment, Taurus energy, whatever it is, commitment energy, is complete at that point, or going out into the world. So destined to focus on others' beauty or perfection, and that was coming up for Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, and Capricorn. The Knight of Wands rushing in for a rescue in an awakening, complete with family, with happy family, or an end of a cycle, in need of help, money, or an opportunity. The Page of Pentacles reversed, divorced and or spiritual, alternative, or family that looks good, but a child needs help. The Hierophant reversed and the Empress reversed, grieving loss or regret, of flame in awakening, shedding light on the Queen of Wands. It is saying like the Divine Feminine shedding light on the Queen of Wands has actually helped her find her way. Or a happy family, the Page of Pentacles reversed, and that was sarcastic, happy family. The Page of Pentacles reversed, the Hierophant reversed, the Empress reversed, and the High Priestess upright with psychic abilities, or child star, with the star upright as well, with big dreams. The Page of Pentacles reversed, running around and never learns. The Hierophant, or Taurus, regrets flame, Hermit and or Virgo, or awakened or Capricorn. And the Empress reversed, freed, giving all attentions to religious, psychic, or spell work pursuits. With dark Sagittarius, female drinker or potion maker with big dreams, and the Emperor reversed father, who frees her, and Aries, Aquarius, and Taurus were coming up there. Lots of Earth here, 2 Tauruses, Virgo and Capricorn as well, 2 Sagittarius and 2 Aries, all within this cluster, and Pisces, Aquarius, and Scorpio, all at the end. Could be a funeral or death that already happened, or now Taurus, Pisces, Aquarius without their parents, so now someone might have lost both their parents now, and can finally live her dream life, and is coming up as a female there. And that was at 538, which is the Hierophant and the Queen of Cups. Soon, for the masculine, is karma. Not judging, not deciding, no announcement of the prisoner free and the worst being over. Leaving work or issues or third party at work, giving attention to the Queen of Wands, or bringing good news to her, or left job to spend more time with her after the word spread about an offer of a new life. A man with a big ego, giving attention to the Queen of Wands, but she's ignoring him from work, or trying to get the Queen of Wands to finalize a break at work or divorce, but she looks away, continues to ignore his attempts. And that was all at 541, which is the Hierophant and the Ace of Cups, which was reversed today. So the Queen of Cups reversed and the Page of Cups reversed both come up here as frustrated or unable to conceive, with no options, possibly miscarried or lost a child. No peace, dumping burdens at present with family or an ending of family cycle. The Queen of Wands ignoring the Dark Knight or the Emperor or the Emperor reverse, which can be the same person possibly. Or the Sagittarius, Capricorn, Virgo, Aries, or Scorpio. She's ignoring them all and sitting in her garden. The Divine Masculine is seeing himself as the Sovereign reverse, that 9 of Pentacles, drained of resources or loss of power, money, and independence, or a teen or grown child draining the crap out of him, or the Divine Feminine powerless to his energies, and him feeling it. Sitting with difficult emotions after the conflict. If battle and war is over, then why still the bad feelings, Divine Masculine? Suffering in silence, purging, crying, not sleeping, or headaches and stress, being sneaky about it, or coming clean about brokenness, a breakdown, or emergency, or car accident, and just now is just getting cardiac arrest, or always on call, never a break, always taken advantage of, there's always something urgent. For the masculine came up romantic feelings, you deserve love, children, they are affecting your love life, new love, getting to know each other, playfulness, and again, true love. This is a romance of a lifetime. Around the divine masculine, or how he is seen, is the Ascension card, completion, out in the world, recovering from loss of money, drains, powerlessness, and holding on loosely, saving, grounding, present to disconnect, and need to start over in love, not settling for less. Clear blocks, divine masculine of the Four of Swords, about resting, praying, meditating, connecting in the 5D with sealed divine feminine, juggling two people, or about being connected to the divine feminine's performance or daily duties, her ability to stay balanced day to day and realizing that you're connected to that. Domestic harmony comes up here and abundance, but even more so for the masculine today was communication and karmic completion. The Page of Pentacles reversed, a student or message in need of help, money, or opportunity, or a kid who drinks or never learns, or both hurting each other, present to flame romance, but not doing anything about it. Unhappy, unsatisfied, not getting their wish, seeing synchronicities and wanting to be free with an open heart, with higher self and a negative past, with twin or twin returning, or surrounded with dark energies of a female Sag drinker, potion maker, the Emperor reversed, abusing their power, and the Queen of Wands doing spell work with nature or working in the garden, pretending to be innocent or waiting. Waiting for the Emperor reversed to drop dead, overworking, while she has no responsibilities at all, or dumped her load on him due to a death of her father, or a death of a relationship between the Divine Masculine and the Queen of Wands, or her father and her, or the Queen of Wands unhappy but the Emperor reversed with Virgo and Scorpio with lots of options and free at last. Shedding light on her ego. Someone is free to do whatever they want. Dark Empress reversed, unhappy, and the Queen of Wands, who's upright here, with the higher self twin returning, the King of Swords, impatient fallen angel. Strong destiny of lovers, Leo and or ego, jealous or duplicitous, detoxing, being dumped, or pissing on lovers, or threw a glass in someone's face, their lover's face, or purging or crying over lovers, pushed to their limits, impatient, fallen angel, the Emperor reversed, and now the King of Pentacles on top. Or Leo destined to take a lover, or Leo Libra destined, Leo jealous and refusing love, impatient fallen angel, with King of Pentacles rising to the top. Libra detoxing, or with Capricorn also, lovers dumped on by the Emperor reversed, abusing their power, and dethroned by the King of Pentacles. Gemini destined to be dumped on by the Emperor reversed, with the King of Pentacles telling him what to do. Or now the King of Pentacles is the front man taking orders from the Emperor reversed with a bad temper or old man. So he could be off the throne now, but still giving the orders behind the scenes. Leo, Libra, Sagittarius, Gemini, Capricorn, Aries all here. And also the King of Pentacles ends up on top, and King of Pentacles basically is the end of the cycle in the tarot deck. He's the last of the suits, right? So he's mastered manifestation. So the end of the cycle. In the aftermath of the Ten of Cups family cycle end, powerless to completion and ascension, present to a breakup or disconnect, the challenge being that the worst is over of pain and betrayal, or working with pain and betrayal, not making decision, vacillating, at rest or meditating on it, and the Empress reverse is in lack or ill, or miscarried or totally out of whack, unhappy, never satisfied, or not getting her wish, putting the Queen of Wands in negative light by higher self, intuitive, or secret that's held overhead, with a negative past or past returning, the King of Swords in his truth, but impatient or bad temper, or unable to alchemize the situation. The King of Pentacles is taking over. In the aftermath at present, the family end or cycle is complete, and the Ten of Cups, new emotional fulfillment, disconnected from Empress reversed, challenged by the end of pain or working with pain, and powerless or no longer single, vacillating, poor judgment, and now ascending to the 5D, or rest or retirement, unhappy, never satisfied, arrogant, or didn't get their wish, or just unhappy alone, without his higher self, his twin or his kids, and the King of Swords, now impatient. So that's the read for you guys. I have the 12 signs too, which I'm going to show you. We'll get into that as well, so maybe that'll help clarify some of the people in the read here. Sorry about the squeaking here. So the underlying energy, there's that tire. So tire, did someone get a flat tire today? The tower is there. The three of flames or wands is in the recent past. And don't forget Mercury's retrograde. So I'm Virgo, I'm going to mess up my words constantly. Okay, so 10 of chalices is up right here with all the clarifiers there. With the Dark Knight, the Death card. The central energy is that 2 of cups, challenged by the 10 of orbs or swords. The other underlying energy is up here with the family. And then the Empress reversed energy is there crowning as we go across the 4D bridge and down to the Karma card, which is reversed, vacillating again, no decision, or bad decisions. The masculine seeing himself as that 9 of Pentacles, which is also reversed. Around the masculine is the Ascension card, or the World. And you see the 3 of Wands is also under there. All right, so the blocks that you need to clear is that 4 of Orbs or Swords. And then we end up here at the 9 of Cups where you see the light, but that's reversed also. Above it is the higher self upright, the 6 of Cups reversed, the King of Swords is that light card there, he's upright, and then the Alchemy card, which is reversed energy in this read today, ending up with the King of Pentacles on top. So now we have the 12 card read. The underlying energies are up top. Aries is the card to the left going across all the way down to Pisces on the right. And then the summary cards down here, which I'll get into in a minute. I'm also going to clarify with my mini Rider Waite, so we'll get more information here as we go through all the cards, and I'll pick them all up so you'll see them all. Okay. So we have the underlying energies here. We start with the Chariot here. This is the 5th card down, going to the water signs, water, air, earth, and fire. So the top of the water signs is the 3 of Pentacles reversed. The top of the air is the 8 of Pentacles upright. For earth, the 5 of Cups upright. And then for fire is the Judgment card upright. So we went from the Chariot, you know, this is a bold move or traveling or ascending upward as well. It's just very bold and strong. It's a, you know, it's a trump card, a major arcana. So very strong. It's like I always like to say, it's boldly going where no man's gone before, because it's that powerful. It can be on the warpath as well, especially when it's reversed. So we have this travel here. With the, this is for me is car energy, but it can be major travel as well. And then we have the 3 of Pentacles reversed, which is can be just leaving work, issues at work, not happy at work, a third party through work, third party interference at work, or just something that's not working out there, you know, just a bad day at work perhaps. And then we have the 8 of Pentacles where it's fine and you're aligning with your desires and working out details, maybe doing paperwork or just more creative work with your hands. And then we have somebody grieving. So again, there could be some kind of funeral going on today. But grieving loss or regret, not letting go of the third baton, right? Being stuck, feeling sorry for yourself in between, right? You have something to go toward, but you're not. You're stuck in the past. Or just not letting go of that third baton to either finish the race or start over again. It's wanting to, you know, feel the sorrow. Then we have the Judgment card at the top, which was the bottom of the deck, which is a final decision coming down, a judgment, or being called to action, that wake-up call. Can be announcement as well. So that's coming up for all the fire signs, which we'll do first. So what is the call coming down? So the jury's out. I was just getting. All right, so Aries has the 9 of Pentacles reversed along with toil and labor. So this is how the masculine was seeing himself today. This card literally reversed, feeling powerless. This could be a loss of power, money, and independence. It can be a child who's a drain or a partner who's a drain. And it can also just be just that powerlessness. Also, no longer single, taken off the market. But somebody's working on it. Someone feels powerless at this dead-end job. Or can't wait to leave because they're no longer single anymore, and then they're going to be able to leave their job. There's something like that. But so there's a final announcement. Maybe they're going to announce that they're going to leave. They can leave. or they get fired or let go. Let's see what's going on here with this. Could be a child working too. So why does Aries have this here? All right, so we have uncomfortable feelings doing the spiritual work for ascension, but while other around people, which is very difficult. All right, so it's not as easily achieved as here, where you can walk away and go within, be by yourself. This is dealing with it while around other energies. So sometimes you can't do it as well. We also have the Ten of Pentacles reverse, which is dysfunctional family, loss of money, somebody went out of business. It could be a big institution went out of business. And because you lost your job, put you in a bad place. So uncomfortable feelings. All right. So it's definitely about work. But this is upright. So how is this affecting this? So this could be family, but family may be connected to this work or place of co-creation, or there's bad feelings between the two energies here. This could be the small business, this could be the big business, and now the big businesses are going down with the patriarchy because it's more focused on the small, really making people happy. Authentic things, creative things are going, the society is going to go more towards the small business as opposed to the big businesses, which may fall. Okay? But there's a lot of uncomfortable feelings about that because there's a lot of people employed by big businesses. And this can just represent a family as well. And it could be a loss of a family member as well. And maybe this is an honoring, a ceremony, a service, a funeral. That can be all of those things. Or a hospital, getting x-rays. All of those energies come up with that card. And there's some purging here. So it could definitely be bad news at the hospital or a service where people are crying. Okay, but there's clarity here about what happened. Or there's clarity here, someone got clarity about their x-rays at the hospital or at work, whatever it is. So are these tears of happiness or tears of sadness? Well, for the King of Pentacles, it's good news. It may not be good news for everybody, but he has clarity now. So that's the energy for Aries regarding toil and labor and feeling powerless or losing money or being drained, or a child or a dependent, or your divine feminine feeling powerless in your energy. So fire signs is the Five of Wands and the wealthy man. Okay, so on a quest. The wealthy man on a quest for riches, right? This is typical for that in the traditional Rider-Waite. The quest for the pursuit of happiness, of great riches. So why does Leo have the wealthy man and the Five of Wands and the Judgment card up top? All right, so Leo has the Knight of Wands and the Seven of Pentacles. So this has to do with reaping rewards. So either someone's staying home to reap rewards and someone's going off to work or getting busy, doing errands, whatever they're doing, working out. Or this is the same person where they're done reaping rewards and now they're going to get back in action again. Okay, or they're still deciding how to spend their money, but maybe they're going to go back to work and earn some more before they choose what to do with it. But this is being present in the moment instead of worrying about the future. Okay, and he's the... Oh, I got to plug back in. Sorry, before I lose you. Sorry. All right, so he's a wealthy man. We have a wealthy man coming up here. So that could be you, Leo, or somebody who's around you. So you could be fighting with that wealthy man as well. But if it's you, you're getting busy doing some fun stuff with the money that you have, being more present and maybe present to the Queen of Swords who's speaking her truth to others. This could be like a home-based business too, where you're present to each other. So she does her thing and he does his thing, but you're together. And this is funny because this came up for me just thinking about this stuff, about what freedom really is, being free together, loving spending time together and family together, having your best friend at home, but also traveling together, but still being independent and doing whatever you want and not holding the other one responsible for the other's responsibilities. So, and this is talking about bad decisions or vacillating or not hearing the call to action, and the Queen of Swords talking about it like I'm doing now. So that's Leo. So the wealthy man has the ability to do whatever he wants. But if he's free with no one to love, what is it really all worth? That's the point. And that's the point of my diagram too. And I talked about that with my son as well. You know, you may think that your pursuit of happiness is the pursuit of that amazing job where you make all this money and you get to be the center of attention and everybody loves you, blah, blah, blah. But when you go home at night and there's no one there that you love to talk to or lay beside you, what is it all that really worth anyway? That the picture or the diagram that I drew was showing us, you know, we go around the diamond on the outside in our pursuit of happiness, when really it was just like Dorothy, it was right there all along, straight down the middle. All right, so, and Spirit's connecting with me on that one. So here we have Sagittarius. We have the Two of Swords and the Concerned Man for Sagittarius. Okay. So why does Sagittarius have the Two of Swords reversed and the Concerned Man? With the Judgment on top, feeling judged. Maybe he's worried about what he's done or what someone else has done. Now that he's got clarity of the situation. All right, there's a family or family cycle. This could be a happy family who's ending a cycle, or just appreciating what they have, or it's an end of an emotional cycle with two people coming together, letting go of whatever they've been holding on to fix things up and make repairs. Even if you don't have a lot of money, it's okay, it's all good, we have each other. And this is feeling defenseless to the energies coming in or to other people's attacks, but no longer caring because you have everything that you need right there. So this is just coming up, what I was just explaining, and now this is coming up for Sagittarius. So why is he concerned? So someone's feeling defenseless here. Because they feel defenseless to the energies, they had to drop all their burdens. So he's concerned that maybe he was the cause of this, when really he always had just good intentions, not realizing how he can affect others. And now they've got clarity. That can definitely be with the twins that are, you know, they're always happy they're together when they're together because they feel each other, they know each other. Letting go to repair and no longer caring what other people think, you know, because you're always connected. Dropping your burdens, you don't have any burdens, you have only inspiration. Beautiful, Sag. It's not so bad. Just show your heart. Be authentic to yourself. Stop living an inauthentic life. Taurus is the Four of Cups and family room, with the Five of Cups on top for all of the earth signs. So why do we have the Four and Five of Cups? So this is about mastering, grounding, integrating an offer of love or friendship or whatever it is around something that you really like, but you have three of already. It could be apathy, boredom, but it's really time. Boredom is time to ground and integrate what you've learned. The Five of Cups up top is not letting go of the past in order to take a hold of the new. And here we have the empty family room. So he's sitting there under the tree, home alone, with this offer coming in, but he's not paying attention to it because he thought he already had it made. What do I need that for? It's the same as everything else. But no, this was something very different. But you, with human will as opposed to God's will, thought you could control because you know better than all. All right? So that's where ego comes in, thinking that you know better than the universe, the universal law of balance. All right, so this is for Taurus. What else comes up for Taurus here? Why does Taurus have the Four and Five of Cups in the family room? The King of Cups is becoming unconditional love by falling on his face in order to find peace, or sending the kids back to their mom. So he's happy because he gets to have a little peace now. He doesn't have to be the goofball anymore. He can just be at peace with himself. So this has to do with, this can be home or marriage, a celebration perhaps, maybe is, oh, he's not controlling the kids so much anymore, allowing them to fall on their face as well. So going out to a party and stop worrying so much about them or hunting them down to see where they are and just letting things be. Stop trying to control. It's not your place, right? You have to let them make their own mistakes. Of course, you keep them safe and warm and all that kind of stuff. But you know what the limits are, and the parents cross them all the time. Stop trying to run your kids' lives. If you've taught them well growing up, then you need to trust that what you've taught them, they heard. When you stop bugging them about it, they're more likely to show you that they've learned those lessons you taught them. And they definitely come back, you know, after college and everything. It's a whole new perspective because all of a sudden they don't have you to lean on, and they really start to appreciate. Okay, so this is about allowing others, about just giving yourself more freedom by allowing yourself and others to fall so that they can learn and find peace. Okay, even when they're going out to parties and celebrating and that kind of stuff, or going to the other person's house if the parents are split up, then it's all good. Even if at the other house is the Emperor reversed who abuses his power, or it could be a control freak. Okay, so even when you have to send your kids to somebody else's house, are you worrying about how they're going to be treated? Do you trust your kids to be able to speak up to you if anything's wrong? Okay, there may be somebody else's home. It's like him questioning, am I a fool? Whoever this is, it could be kids, it could be another person. Am I a fool to let this person go to this place, to this marriage, to this house with this energy here? Okay, the Emperor reversed and the King of Wands reversed with egos. So this is what Taurus is dealing with. Looks like a lot of people around. And kind of excited about the empty living room. But sad as well, not letting go of the past to welcome in the new. All right, so for Virgo, we have the King of Swords reversed and the Journey. So it could be an air sign with Virgo or vice versa in their chart, or someone close to you dealing with them. But he's reversed though. It's negative self-talk, not living in his truth, now on the journey of self-discovery and feeling sorry for himself, which is what we all went through, we're all still going through, right? So why does Virgo have the King of Swords reversed, the Five of Cups, and the Journey? All right, so that Four of Wands comes up again. This is a lack of inspiration, frustration, kids with tantrums, but there's a home there. There's a happy home. This could be union as well. Maybe questioning whether they can do union with children or if he's still acting like a child. All right. Learning to be happy even when the kids are unhappy. Not trying to fix it for them, letting them go through their own thing. I mean, this is a lot of happy energy. Are you going to let that person ruin your happy energy? So now we have the Wounded Warrior added to the mix. So this could be a masculine wondering what's going to happen if the feminine's brought in, or vice versa. But this, for me, is more the masculine energy. This can be both of you. Or this could be someone staying happy amidst a family that's miserable around them. They got a stable home, but all the people are yucky. But this is someone staying happy amidst all of it. Okay? And this could be great riches. So they're stable because they don't want to let go of the great riches. Or they're holding back money or new life. This person could be withholding because they're mad, withholding money from the rest of the family to I'll show them. But this person's not allowing them to affect them that way. And this person trying to hold the money back is the Empress. She's the Wounded Warrior here. All right, she wants to control. Or the Wounded Warrior is another person, and she's separate, controlling the money, holding it back, pissing this one off, but this one doesn't care. It's like, whatever. So that's what's going on for Virgo energy. It's funny because in this scenario for Virgo, this person's happy and the Empress is happy. But there's negative energies around them. So it's how to get around those negative energies. So, and the Empress can be the partner, the wife, the mother, the mother-in-law, whatever it is, the boss. Someone, it could be a mother who's trying to control you with their money. So that's the codependency, right? For Capricorn, we have the Five of Pentacles and the sudden wealth. So this is going from rags to riches. So why is there sadness? Or is it reversal for going from riches to rags? Why does Capricorn have that? So we have this again. The King of Cups may have fallen on his face or fell from grace, sending two on their way. So they might have fired these two, or they fell from grace because they let people go that they shouldn't have, or now the people that you let go because you didn't like all of a sudden are happy and getting exactly what they want. Maybe could be someone who let people go foolishly, and all of a sudden they have like the home of their dreams because they left a job that they didn't really like or didn't serve them. But then we go back to this energy here. Are you going to let one in the pot make it bad for the rest? Or are you going to be happy? So for Capricorn. So it could be a rags to riches story there. It could be the homeless, like maybe someone took two homeless people off the street and actually gave them a job, and that's the rags to riches story. Or, like I said, we have the Five of Cups at the top. Someone's feeling sad. So literally could have let go of people who now hit it big, or didn't do that, or just had to let go of people because you just had to, you couldn't afford them anymore, and just feeling sad about it. Or sent people away and ignored them, and now they're having a life. So we have this is the air signs. We have Gemini as the Queen of Pentacles and the expectation. So this could be the same person, or it could be two different people, but we have the Eight of Pentacles at the top here, about working to align with your desires. Maybe it could be notches on your belt, but it's more about work, so it's not notches as far as projects. And the expectations of somebody watching over you. They're sitting all comfortable at home, though. So why does Gemini have the Queen of Pentacles and expectation? So the Knight of Pentacles comes up, an offer to help, the workhorse, the loyal servant. Coming with the truth. So under Gemini, you have a Queen of Pentacles, if that's not you, who's working hard to align with their desires and save. So it's either her expectations, and that's the Gemini, or you're the Gemini with expectations about this Queen of Pentacles. Maybe possibly offering money and truth, expecting that. This also can be just doing your work, the loyal, and your work is offering to help with truth. But feeling drained, the truth of being drained and feeling sick, of being overexposed, or kids draining you, or or making you nuts, and then exploding on them. So somebody at Gemini might need help with the kids, or they can't deal with the ascension process alone or with children around them and they're exploding, or everything's going flying every which way with the kids. Or in a love situation, this can be about kids too, it can be just the affection between you and your loved ones, but there's no affection here. Someone's going crazy, exploding, going nuts, having epiphanies, eruptions, sudden events, anything regarding no affection or a breakup. So somebody was given the truth about why they've been under the weather. And there's a big explosion involved with this and or a possible breakup. It could be between two women, but it doesn't have to be. There could be a man here too. We have the Eight of Pentacles up top. That could be a man as well. All right, so there could be a divorce for sure here, and that's Gemini. But these two energies, none of those energies look negative. It's probably for the best of all concerned to stop having expectations. I think that's really the message. And just be present in the moment. Ace of Wands is reversed for Libra, and then we have occupation, possibly sewing, or sewing the quilt together, all the parts of your life. The Ace of Wands, the third energy, and trying to get control over it, feeling frustration, creatively or sexually blocked, or just can't conceive of the notion of this journey as an occupation. All right, so I'm working with your hands, being more creative, aligning with your desires, Libra. Why does Libra have these? Why do they have the Ace of Wands reversed, occupation, and the Eight of Pentacles? Okay, starting over in love or what you love to do and not settling this time, doing what's authentic to you, that the worst is over, allowing the swords to fall out and feel the bliss. An ending that has to do with the Queen of Wands, that she's either looking away or doesn't care. She's not affected by it, or is trying to pretend like she's not affected anyway. So she's going to go, either she's with the Magician or she's going to manifest on her own. Maybe this Queen of Wands is the Libra who's found the new occupation, aligning with her true desires, but may feel frustrated in trying to break in, or trying to look at this person who manifests easily and how do they do it? How do they do it? Like, I don't get it. What's the connection? All right, and this could be the masculine and the feminine and the karmic looking like, I don't get it. How are they connecting? But the worst is over, starting over in love. And this could be, under Libra, could definitely have to do with the 3 in the situation. This could be a child as well. Manifesting at work with your child and the spouse or a girlfriend or a partner here. These could be partners. But there's an ending here, the worst over, and a betrayal or pain. And everybody's upright, so everyone's starting over again. But there is some sadness in the loss here. Somebody's feeling bad about what they might have done, or just about leaving the past behind. And seeing their options or their synchronicities, or being confused, and may have hurt somebody's feelings or themselves. Okay? In dumping someone, not seeing the option in front of them that was very obvious for all to see. This person was feeling sad about seeing this and dumping it out. And the next cards are going into what we just saw. Somebody coming in with an offer of help or proposal and the truth. So we'll see where that goes. So working to align with their desires. Aquarius has the 9 of Wands and the thoughts, the man thinking about the woman. This is the surrender. So Aquarius. So why does Aquarius have that? Along with aligning with their desires or doing creative work or detail work. So again, we have the King of Wands coming up for Aquarius, along with the Fool. There's a surrender here, letting go of their wounds, thinking about a woman. Definitely could be someone who's come into their own and is a fool for love and looking to find peace. Maybe somebody just wants to fall in the water. You know how you get that urge sometimes where you just want to go fall in the ocean or fall in the pool? Or the one who got away, the fool who let them get away. Because now they're happy without them. And that can go into that kid scenario too, where is it okay to let those kids go to that other place? Or maybe they're jealous that the kids will go to the other parent's house and like it better there. And that's what parents always go through when they split up. So, but he's definitely thinking about another woman. So there's definitely another woman there, and he's working to align, maybe saving some money, working hard, maybe a new career. So then we have Cancer with the Fool reversed, which is just what came up, and High Honors. All right, so somebody in high power who was just honored may have fallen from grace or taken the fall. Somebody could have been killed in the war. Okay, hopefully not, but that could be there too. We have the Three of Pentacles up top reversed, which is issues at work. So someone may have definitely fallen from grace in a position of power at work, at the workplace. Third-party situations, just not getting along, don't agree with each other, or leaving, fired, letting go, all of those different work issues coming up. So why does Cancer have high honors and the Fool reversed? Why does Cancer have high honors and the Fool reversed? Okay, so Cancer again has this. This was in the air column, so they may have air in their chart as well. But again, aligning, working with your hands or on detail work, but aligning with your desires. A lot of projects under your belt, but not overworking anymore. All right, this is about being sneaky, but maybe coming clean about any sneakiness that was going on. Maybe admitting your foolishness at work. About spreading the word, coming clean, spreading the word, or about a message or news that came through, of people let go, leaving people out in the cold, injuring people, or just leaving them abandoned and wounded. This is coming up for Cancer, or you can be the one who felt wounded. Yeah, definitely work, or it doesn't have to be workplace. It can be church, it can be a recreational facility, it can be a hospital. Yeah, I'm not getting negative news, but this could definitely be after leaving the hospital or a church as well. But after leaving, after getting a cast put on in the emergency room, could be a child or something like that, or going for chemo treatments and feeling worse when you leave than when you came in. Okay, and this could be like the hospital where the doctor's working hard and trying to get the information for you about a scan or your treatment. And hoping for good news, okay? But still feeling bad when you leave. But after this, just wondering about the high honors, though. It could be a professional who's got a lot of, people look up to them. So... and maybe they feel bad because they can't always give everybody good news, especially for, obviously if you're dealing with cancer or something like that. And after bad news or dealing with patients all day, who may feel ill or are never going to get better, being very happy to go home to a marriage and your children, or even could be your twin as well, that this makes it all worth it. And there's definitely an awakening here, so. All right, so now we have Scorpio with the Five of Swords and the mature woman. So the Five of Swords, it can be, the enemy or feeling defensive to others, wanting to take everybody down, but it doesn't have to be. It can be standing in your truth and letting other people walk away instead of fighting with them. But we have the mature woman here, so whether that's Scorpio or these could be two separate people, we definitely have issues at work. This is like the Empress taking down everybody at work. She's coming up as trying to control everybody with her money, and people are not getting along at work. So let's see, why does Scorpio have this? All right. Okay. So this could be a disagreement at work between the Emperor and the Empress. So they could be a couple, or they could be two power people at work who don't agree. There's jealousy of the woman here, who's taming the beast. So he doesn't like being told what to do. The Empress is putting him in his place, and he didn't like that. Or he's jealous or duplicitous. This could be insincere, rejected, all those energies there. He could just be refusing to give or receive love. He just could be a big jerk. and he thinks he's being strong, or he's being tamed by the Empress, and he really does not like that. It's not his ego. So there could be another person involved. This could be the Empress, or this could be him. He could be a Leo. But we have a mature woman here as well. So this could be the mature woman with these two men who are jealous. She's controlling them with her money, or putting them in their place, because that was coming up. Or they just don't like a woman in charge, and she did nothing wrong. They're the ones with the ego issue. Falling from grace, feeling like a failure, being needy for attention, being attention whore, or just bad news coming in. These could be two like acting like little kids, right? So this one's the one needing attention. This is the one who's feeling rejected all the time and emotional. And then the Empress in the middle who has to deal with them both. These also can be two men and two children in a family situation, but it's more about a practical sense coming together. But this is like the Empress thinks they think they're the only one who can control themselves, because these people are all reversed, or she is the only one who's controlling herself, and everyone around her is negative. So it's like Scorpio woman taking charge. Get out of here if you don't like it. Then we have Pisces with the Eight of Cups walking away and the false person. So is it Pisces being the false person, or are they walking away from a false person within? Either way, working on themselves. So why does Pisces have this and having to do with work? Why are you walking away and within? And why is the false person card there? All right, so here we have, this is sharing with others, being charitable, choosing a new path, and going left to the new way of doing things, and sharing, like this path, but having to separate from the old. So this is definitely someone leaving one job to go to another. This one's by yourself. This is with other people, sharing, or maybe to learn something new. But it's going to be heartbreaking leaving the old. So this is Pisces energy. It's definitely about work and practical stuff. It's just leaving one job to go to another, or completing this job, and sad that they can't do that anymore because it's finished. Or finished aligning with your desires, or still working on aligning with your desires, but maybe something got rained out, so you need to just choose another path and just go with it. And this could be like when you're an intern learning at work too. Like you thought you were going to do this today, but it got rained out, so you had to go do this instead, which was good too. Just a different way of learning. So Pisces could be either a new class, or a new part of their class, or it could be a new job, or a new part of their job that they had to do, or something. Like I said, there was a separation, or something got rained out. Here maybe it had to be sneaky, but here everything's out on the table. This is like coming clean about any sneakiness. So maybe this is at the job. They were being sneaky here, and they actually came clean, and now it's all good because they actually were honest about it. Okay, so it's like spreading the word, being honest. Communicating is key, especially at work. It's saying you don't need to keep it to yourself. Don't be afraid to take your mask off. People are human. Maybe not the Empress there, I don't know, for Scorpio. But to not be afraid to be honest and come clean. Because, in the end, if you get fired for doing something innocently wrong, then why would you want to work there in the first place? All right, so the world is reversed with the Five of Wands here and the Page of Pentacles reversed is the underlying energy going into this read. And this can be someone just in need of help, money, or opportunity, or it can be a child who's out of sorts or ungrounded, or it could be someone who never learns, or an opportunist, literally. But this is the opportunity to fight for riches and the pursuit of happiness. But their world's upside down. So how do I manifest? How do I fight to get this right side up again? How do I do this? So that's really what people are going through, how to do this. And the underlying energy, again, we have the Chariot here, we have the House again. This was here yesterday. And a message of concern from the privileged lady. Don't judge a book by their cover. So either she received a message of concern, or, and it could be about a house, and there could be two different women here too. So someone could receive a message from her or about her, or about something else, or about the house. They could be two sisters as well. Beneath that was bad health. So it could be a parent of two sisters, so one's letting the other one know. Maybe they're waiting because he's been sick a long time, and then they have a house that will get inherited, that kind of thing is coming up. So then, summarizing the read from the cards that did come out for the Kipper deck here, we have the Courthouse, the Thief, the Lovers, Distant Horizons, Official Person, Message, and Great Fortune. So here again, that message comes through. So again, it could be someone in inheritance because someone may have just passed. So it could be siblings dealing with all that stuff. It's definitely something official. So whether it's that or not, but there's a thief here involved. Or it could be perceived that way. Or it could be family who's going to fight with each other about an inheritance. But it doesn't have to be inheritance. It could be anything having to do with being stolen from. Or it could be lovers. Maybe someone cheated, or thought to have cheated, or going to file for divorce because somebody cheated. Or finding out that your lover was something they weren't, or that they actually steal from people, or they manipulate, or, coerce people. Maybe finding that out and going to court to file papers. Distant Horizons is traveling to the unknown, but there's no emotion. It's like detaching completely with no emotion, which isn't going to get you there. You got to do the work. Got to deal with your emotions. Dealing with an official person, maybe overseas here. Maybe if you're dealing with different countries here within the Lovers, or whatever it is that you're going to court over. And then there's a message about great fortune that is going on here. So it could be someone who was in an official position who passed away, but it's overseas. It has to do with lovers, but someone might be trying to steal from this situation, and someone has to get court orders or a divorce or take somebody to court, whatever it is. But there's great fortune involved. Don't be greedy, guys. All right. So, we have the Chariot going boldly forward where no man's gone before. Fire signs has the sun reversed. Maybe feeling tired or sick and tired, or sick and tired of the kids being crazy, or just overexposed, over-radiated. So it could be literally be an illness here for fire signs that you're dealing with. And this could be going to the hospital in an ambulance, or maybe that's the kind of work that you do. And then we have Earth signs has the Page of Wands. So Earth signs are inspired, are coming from being drained or sick, now inspired in a bold move. We have the family, the Ten of Pentacles reversed. Either an ending of a family, a big loss of money, or the end of an era, or a huge company went down. Or somebody, maybe the head of a big company, passed away, something like that. That's for air signs. And then for water, we have the Page of Cups reversed. So vulnerable, feeling rejected, could be a crybaby or someone who's really spoiled, who expects to get their way all the time. So kind of has an attitude. But for me, that's more about that innocent child energy, because more like the baby that's young and innocent. And yeah, they're supposed to cry when they get their feelings hurt. It happens. All right. So then we have somebody dropping all their burdens and their responsibilities, or dumping a load. Maybe a child just came home from school and dumped a whole bunch of crap on their parents, which we always hate the last minute, right? And then we have the King of Wands here, who's got it all handled. Okay, so somebody could be dumping the load on him. And then he freaks out. So he kicks all of the kids out of the house because he's mad. All right, so anyway, definitely here, there's two kids, an illness, and a family reversed, a big family, losing money, and all these kids just dumped all their responsibilities on him, and he explodes. But he's upright. But there's a big blow up right here. But it might be in a good way, because in whatever happens, this sudden event, explosion, epiphany, whatever it is, it releases them. All right, so whatever this is, releases somebody from anxiety, from prison, a burden, whatever it is. It's like to let it all out. So someone who needs to control their emotions all the time and they never freak out, finally freaks out and finds that they're actually released now from their prison. So that's really good. Okay, guys, I hope you liked that. Hope that it was helpful for you. Drink your water. I forget too. I have to drink water now. Get your rest. Get your sun. Make sure you get some sun each day. Your nature, your joy, and rise and be loved. Bye.